Hello, everybody. I know I said it would be Darksiders 2. However, there was news over the week. There is now a full bevy of private, or not really private, of City, personal City Heroes servers out in the wild. And the people that run this said that streaming is fine, so we're going to be streaming. Okay, chat is still working. And just for lulz, we're going to play the worst power set combination in the so obviously what's considered one of the worst secondary powers or debuff power sets is Trick Arrow because it doesn't have enough buffs to it. And we're going to pair it with Mercenaries, which is the arguably the worst primary mastermind primary set. People say Beast Mastery is worse than that, and probably be a little worse than Mercenaries for TA because for Trick Arrow because Beast Mastery doesn't have any fire damage to it. So we're not going to go completely use. However, I still think Mercenaries are worse overall because the tier 2 pet awful. Spec Ops is useless. There is one of the powers they get. It's a 3-minute 6-second hold. It's really terrible. They also, for their ultimate power, get a snipe. So, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this costume. I suppose go. Actually, I guess I should go something more organic, given the name, given the pun on it. And yes, that's what I'm naming it. Is mercenaries have guns. So. Or don't really need animation there. Go through a tutorial. Don't I usually play MMO? Sound lower because MMO sound effects usually get old. All that necessary. Do that because I'm never in melee. Let's go. Get over the chasm.
Blue Spectrum is up ahead. If you can find him, he can help you escape. These monsters are all over the place. Fight some off before meeting with Blue Spectrum.
To select any enemy, left-click on them or press Tab. To attack, left-click your power in the power tray.
You need to push forward. I'm getting an SOS from Blue Spectrum. He's in trouble. Blue Spectrum is hurt. He can absorb powers. Help him out by lending him some of yours.
You have a moral choice. You can choose whether you want to be a hero or a villain. You will have a chance to change your alignment again after you reach level 20.
And we're going to go hero.
Blue
Hero
Spectrum
kind of
seems okay
has
now.
more
He'll
interesting
guard this area. The
story
longbow
arcs
needs
to
your
play
help up
solo.
ahead. Talk to the official nearby to increase your powers.
Left-click on an NPC to begin interacting with it. Select Train to Next Level to choose a new power.
Anyways, now that we are in the proper UI to kind of read powers, this is where we're going to read. So, Mercenaries Trick Arrow. Mercenaries, they have 3 gun powers, none of which are really all that great. And they're tier 1 pet. The first 2 pets they create are soldiers. Begin with Brawl, and he has a lethal damage, a short defense debuff. Then the second one, get at level 8, if I recall correctly. Maybe 6. At level 18, create Medic as a little SMG version of kit. Our two powers here are Tangling Arrow, which is just a little snare effect, and Flash Arrow, which has a 2-hit debuff to it.
Those monsters are blocking the teleportation system. Defeat them so you can get out of here!
You are now in a zone event. You can work together with other players towards a common goal.
Has a unresistible hit debuff. Has a bunch of attached to it that aren't really useful. Entangling Arrow is not all that great, to be truthful. But the enemies we're fighting are called the Shivens. They are effectively elemental rock monsters from space. Some of them have fire powers attached to them, some have radiation. I think a few have cold. Everything haven't we?
but it won't last much longer.
That didn't take as long as I thought it would.
The people of Atlas Park need you now. Once this is over, we'll have...
Galaxy City is an absolute mess gun business. The shivens, they seem to be getting more powerful by it. Unfortunately, it appears Atlas Park is having a ton of problems of its own. So the rest of us will do what we can to stabilize the situation here. You need to go help the people of Atlas Park. And this guy is Back Alley Brawler. He is sort of one of the Avengers of the universe. He's in the Freedom Phalanx, which is the main big. Guns and Roses, right? My name is Matthew Habashi. I'm with the Federal Bureau of Superpowered Affairs, or the FBSA. You okay getting out of Galaxy City? I just barely got out myself. I am, but what are we doing to recover it? Atlas Park has seen much better days, Guns and Roses. All the refugees from Galaxy City are sent here to find loved ones that they lost or for support. However, the majority of the police force is fighting in Galaxy City, leaving Atlas right for the picking. That's why the FBSA sent me down here to work with heroes like you to try to take Atlas Park back. Are you ready? What was lost? That's the precisely just part of the UI when getting missions is that you will have, pardon me, the actual name of the story arc you're doing, and sort of the names of the story arcs and missions, so you can keep track of the story arc you're doing. This is called What Was Lost. Part 1. Demons and Gangsters. Then, we didn't have enough problems with Galaxy City. The Hellions, the Hellions are sort of thugs with demonic summoning powers. They're a street level gang, of course. The Hellions are terrorizing a neighborhood. The majority of the Paragon Police Department are too busy trying to contain the situation in Galaxy. We've got a ton of refugees in the area trying to take shelter. We need your help taking back that neighborhood. They're in one of the... Matthew Hashby seems distracted. He shakes his head gathering. Sorry, they're in a neighborhood west of Atlas Plaza. Got to thin out their numbers, then what remains of the PPD can take control of the situation. Be careful, Guns and Roses. The Hellions aren't your run-of-the-mill gangsters. These guys are demon worshippers. There you go. I guess jumping over walls wasn't part of basic training for the guy. There we go. We'll call him Red Shirt McGee. He's probably gonna die a lot. towards the prestige power here. Warehouse will give people. Ran over a exploration badge. You have unlocked access to new power sets. Select a powerful instead of regular power. Powerful powers are things that any class can use, such as, medicine. You can pick up for healing, travel powers. Things like leadership, which masterminds always take. As a mastermind, you want leadership. What I gathered up was a power called Assault. So, it is a toggle. It's a thing you turn on, and it will consume endurance automatically until you turn it off. And this grants anyone I am teamed with, as in other players, or any pets, including other players' pets, 11% strength to all damage. So, force multiplication. It also gives resistance to taunt and placate, but those effects are rare. Did I ever get... Then masterminds actually have an inherent version of leadership that increases just your pet strength and accuracy. That one, I don't think that one affects other mastermind pets though. Then if you're in, part of it is if you're in defensive mode, you will actually make, you will actually share your any damage you take with your nearby henchmen, but I don't often put my pets in defensive mode.
Oh, I'm disguised as a Hellion, so can't do it. Okay.
You sift through various items belonging to the Hellions and find documents detailing something called the Ritual of Souls. There are details here on where the ritual will be taking place, and it requires four pure souls, and that it will summon a powerful demon cause chaos and destruction in Atlas. There's also mention of an outside source that gave the Hellions the components for this ritual. Gonna take that information and walk out. I'm sure that nobody will ask anything about why I'm here, question me, or anything. No? Okay, guys. Okay, so, oh. Now I got run over by a truck. Great work, Guns and Bones. We found information about something called the Ritual of Souls. That doesn't sound good at all. At least we know where they're going to be performing the ritual. What worries me is exactly who gave this ritual to the Hellions. We can worry about that later, however. We have some more pressing matters. Well, okay, it's nice on the outside. The air in this part of the office building is filled with smoke and magic. No time to lose. We need to save it. Come on. Go. Or shoot. No. This is there we go. Now. There we go. Now we picked up a damage enhancer. If you enhancements, like I said, are the sort of gear of the game. You can place them in slots that powers have to enhance a various aspect of the power. Like this red one increases by 50%. So now my pet here will do more damage. Okay, thank you, Jim. I didn't know. I usually don't play MMOs with sound on at all, so some adjustment probably was warranted. As people watching will see why I don't play MMOs with sound on later, because when you have 6 dudes like this, all unleashing full auto at the same time, it turns into a muddle mess. Come here. This right here is kind of one of the reasons Trick Arrow is frowned upon. Like, it being a secondary, for the most part, for anyone but defenders, means all of your really good powers are backloaded into the latter half of leveling experience. The early powers are kind of just wretched. But, in my opinion, Trick Arrow does get the last 4 or 5 powers here are all really nice. Is anyone here, please? I don't have much time. They're going to find me at any moment. I'm here with other survivors. Please, someone needs to hear this. Guns and Bozes. Oh, it's good to hear someone else. My name is Dana Hashby. I actually forgot this guy's wife was alive. Well, okay, Chemical Jim. Radiation, in my opinion, was the strongest support set in the game. Like, if you combine Fallout plus Vengeance, there was not a single encounter in the game you could not just completely turn into easy mode. Now, Fallout and Vengeance require someone to die for it, but if someone's dying, then you probably... having that combo, if somebody dies, you're probably going to need a big boost anyways. And heck, if somebody dying in this game is... because radiation gets that buff res anyways. my main for the longest time was radiation, and there were once you get yourself, it wasn't even recovering from a situation that was going against you. If you combined Fallout and Vengeance from the leadership pool, wonder if I can. I'd have to gain a new power for that. Show off what Vengeance. Oh no. Yeah, you had to wait until later to find it to draw Vengeance. It wasn't even just recovering. If there were very few situations in which activating Fallout plus Vengeance combined was you just weren't. It wasn't even recovering. You were just going to win that fight. Like, if you had Fallout and Vengeance paired, you could just completely ignore the Nictus on the Romulus fight. Well, we saved the day, Guns N' Roses. Those people you saved will be safe. The Hellions plan will be stopped. I just wish that there was some way to answer for my lady. To answer for my wife, that we knew where she was. Not only was I able to go back. If only I was able to go back and find her, none of this would have happened and she'd be safe. You get to tell them that she's, pardon me. You get to tell him that she's alive. You're right, I still have a chance. Not everyone can say that right. But we also need to make sure Atlas is safe. I'll work on my end to see what I can find regarding Arachnos. What they're doing, what they're planning, where they're holding my wife and other prison. I know some people who could use your help right now. A bunch of new contacts that we're not going to do because there's a better story arc for us to do. What? Not high enough? And yes, accelerate metabolism was an insanely good buff. Huh. We're just short of, yeah, I kind of figured I wasn't high enough level for it. I didn't realize she had a level limit, given that the Shining Star stuff is kind of the player experience. That's also a really cool storyline because, like, the entire Shining Stars group was one of the coolest things that they introduced at the towards the end of the game. Yeah, it gave us shoot. It gave us the alien horde dude. Oh, okay. Dillo is the name, Horb. Well, okay, let's go back and read what she said when I tried to talk to her. Because she does have standards in the worst, most terrible way. There she is. Sorry, kiddo, but this is the cool kid stable. Not saying you're not cool, but hey, you know how it is. That encompasses her entire character in almost one sentence. Let's go find something to kill real quick. We're almost at level 5.
our last level, so there's the Taylor Hospital. They put so many great little details that you would almost never see unless you went out of the way to find them in the game. I think I'm gonna find my level in this. Here we go, there's something. Or I haven't gained the levels since the last summon pet. Oh, and these are actually the skulls. We've moved into a different gang territory here. Skulls are kind of the Hellions' rival gang. They're also kind of magic origin. For some reason, a lot of the low-level street thugs end up with magic origins. That makes me worried for the actual Magi vaults, because it seems that they're not very well guarded. Pets. There we go. New contact. Twin Shot is hanging out in Atlas Park. A sassy little Spitfire, calling herself Twin Shot, has been watching you ever since you showed up in Paragon City. Now you're hearing she's been talking about you with other superpowered types in Atlas Park. Perhaps you might want to see why she's taken an interest. Hey there, kiddo. I caught sight of you recently and figured out maybe you might want some buddies to hang out with. A new day dawning. Introductions are in order. Hey there, kid. The name's Twin Shot, and I want to note that no matter what sort of character you have created, she will still call you kid. So, you know, you could like legitimately be a gigantic robot. She'll still call you a kid. Hey there, kid. The name's Twin Shot, but you can just call me Twin Shot. Your name has been floating around out here for a bit now, and I'm hearing good things. I figure that maybe you want to hang out at the cool kids table. So I'm gonna go head over to where me and my buddies are hanging out and let them know you're coming over. Sound good? No, she doesn't even, like, ask you if you want to do this. She just tells you to. Cool, cool. So, here's the Addy, where you can find us, and the door code to get in. Stop by whenever, and I'll introduce you to the... And this is one of the two... There is an arc that is meant for new players on each side, villain and hero. This is that arc for heroes. On villain side, you sort of join in on a tournament style thing, if I recall correctly. It has sort of the same arc, the same story arc to it, where you first meet the group of people and proceed from there. The difference is that on villain side, you're meeting the people you're eventually going to kill, if I recall correctly. Hey, I'll go to that girl's first. You received your first piece of invention salvage. This can be used with more salvage and recipes to create enhancements, costume pieces, or temporary powers. Got another damage. Then I'm going to take a moment while this loads to get a drink. Alright, sorry about that. Now, this sounds like the place Twin Shot told you to show up at. Find the intercom terminal and let Twin Shot know you're here. Oh. Put you on aggressive. This looks like the security terminal Twin Shot told you to use when you showed up. Large flashing words indicate that you should choose one of the buttons on the below screen. Notification, you're on private property. Identify yourself at once. My name is Inigo Montoya. Words begin. I actually forgot that this did that if you shows that. Words begin streaming across the display. Seriously? You went there. Come on. That joke is like over 20 years old. Just for that, this security terminal would self-destruct in 5 seconds. You're kidding. Tell me you're kidding. 5, 4. And then yeah, Twin Shot shows up behind you and says boom. How'd you going? Huh? You should have seen your face. At least you didn't try to blow up the terminal. Flamebow did when I tried to pull that trick on her. What was that about? It's something I do to all the new guys. Keep on your toes. Even though I think you're cool, and my buddies might think you're cool. Even though I think you're cool, my buddies might think you're a square, you know? Now, I've already put in the good word for you, so this should be easy. So, let's go introduce you to them. Let's go chat with Proton. This is the place we're hanging out in, so I figured you'd want to meet the person who's tromping around the place. This is his place we're hanging out in, okay? Oh yeah. Up on the 2nd floor, down the hallway. So, this sort of introduces you to the concept of the instances and elevators and how they're kind of built. Hello, let me introduce myself. I am Proton. I welcome you here into my lab. It may not be much, but considering my unusual circumstances, it was the best I could cobble together on short notice. Unusual circumstances? Oh, that's a long story. One I'll be happy to share once we get to know each other a little better. Although I am looking forward to that time, currently I'm in the midst of running some very important analysis on recent data I've collected, and I need every moment I can get that affords me peace and quiet. Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply the one that you were disturbing. Proton looks in the direction of a new guest with a look of disappointment on her face. And a new character runs up, saying, "Hey, where are you? You still like doing science?" Then the NPCs have a conversation. Take off all this stuff so that but Flamebow, this is then hey there, the name's Flamebow because I'm hot. Like hot because on fire. Like hot because I'm on fire, right? And also because, well, I'm hot. And again, the writing in City of Heroes is so succinct that this effectively introduces you to the entire character. Don't listen to her. She's just jealous. I keep trying to tell her that the brooding emo look is so last year. What? Where are you going, Proton? And meanwhile, as you distract Flamebow and Twin Shot, Proton just teleports away. Great. Way to go, Twin. You just scared him away with your tough guy look. But I bet you have a lot of questions about me, don't you? Well, don't worry, it's natural. Most people do. Where do I begin? Okay, so like I came here to Paragon City because I felt people needed a hero, right? And I knew that I am totally a hero. Okay, so then... But I was just getting to fine. I guess that little pipsqueak is more important than hearing about how I can make fire totally shoot from my hands. Well, I'm coming along too. Let's go find Dillo. God. And as you're going, Flamebow tells about how she attacked a skull. Because she comes to the city and sees a total hunk of a guy with a skull face. And I'm about to let him ask me for my number, but check this out. The skull guy is stealing some total dweeb's briefcase. I'm like saying, see what I'm saying? So I tell the stud, hey, you can't do that. Then he attacks her with a bat. And note, you're the whole way to the next NPC and she's still telling her story. And now we get to the best shining star, Dillo. Because he's an alien. Made of air, I think. It's... Orb. That's a sound effect he's making. I have... Orb. You are friendly earthling that says guns and bozos, correct, yes? Dillo makes air sounds at you in greeting. Air sounds? Correct. Orb. I am making air sounds like an earthling so we can be friends. You are for friends with me, correct? There's a reason why everybody absolutely loves this guy. Good relations, and how does the earthling say the hot dogs? I cannot make air sounds to say my energy sign. Oh, earthlings just say name. But my friends say that I am Dillo. You can bellow air and say Dillo to me too. I will say guns and bozos to you, and we will be happy. Correct. Orb, I am from a world that is not Earth. I come to warn the Earthlings of dangers. The Proton and the Twin Shot say it is too late because Shivens have moved faster than me. This guy is an alien from another world who came to warn us about the Shivens that hit Galaxy City just before. Then we own encounters with Shivens where annihilation was given as our gift. Then Flameshot runs off to Dr. Proton and the Flamebow wants to make air sounds about her person. We like to listen to her, and she makes many air sounds. Let us open up our breath holes and listen to her air sounds, correct? Oh, and then Twin Shot goes on the intercoms and says that there is a danger at the entrance, so go with your new friends. Down there. And Flambeau manages to get lost. It manages to completely get stuck on the elevators. Awesome. Alright, come here, Flambeau. We're just gonna let her there to try and figure out how elevators work. And we have Arachno soldiers. Arachnos are the, think of them as the Hydra of the game. And we have the dog boy getting his rear end actually kicked by these two. Oh, hey, Flambeau actually showed up. That's kind of amazing. And this is Grim. I am Grim. I come from another land. I wish to join your group so that I may guard over your safety. And incidentally, he was the thing that set off the alarm. The Arachno soldiers came in after him and he just started to wail on them. I have been chosen to bear the honor of protecting the city. I see that you are unable to defend yourself from the Spider Lords. I guess there is that. How do you know we can trust you? By tracing the silver cord of my aura, yes, you possess inferior, different senses than I do. And you will need to use your own judgment. And it is settled. I shall choose a small area nearby to make my den. Well, turns out that this was a bit more exciting than I originally planned. So what do you think? Do we seem people you want to hang with? Sure, I'll think about it. Okay, same here. I need to chat with the guys and see what they think about you. Note how they don't have to do that with Grim. Grim just shows up and says, I'm a part of the group, and they just, accept it. But I have to, they have to deliberate about me. She give the phone? No shit. So we have to annually go over there. And then sometimes when you're entering and exiting missions, pets will despawn. There was a very specific reason for that. I can't remember what it was. That was a long time ago. It had to do with the Architect Entertainment, which is you can create your own sort of missions. And there were issues with masterminds spawning and despawning out of that didn't play well with the servers, I think. And one of the fun things about playing on a totally not legal server, or, you know, a pirated server as it were, is that we are no longer bound by the rules saying that we can't use copyrighted characters. So you will see all sorts of character ripoffs around now. We just passed, apparently passed Nia from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Thanks for stopping by. Everyone seemed to like your style. They wanted me to ask you if you wanted to join up with the team. Hey there, kiddo. I was thinking you held your own pretty well against those Arachnos guys storming the place last time. You could always use a couple of pointers here or there. Now, I could show you a thing or two, but I'm really not a good teacher. However, I know someone who I could put you in touch with interested. You can find her outside City Hall. The name's Miss Liberty. You may have met her before. So, she just gives you a breadcrumb task to go to the trainer. Hi there, I can help you with all your training needs. Anytime, come to me anytime you feel your personal training is, I'm sorry, what was that? I'm Twin Shot's friend. Oh, you're Twin Shot's friend? I know I've seen you around before, but I didn't know you were hanging out with her. Let me tell you something about that girl. She's got a good hurt, you know. I'm 90% sure by this she means she's annoying, but she's okay. But yes, like I said, this effectively explains leveling, and then it gives you the task to take the monorail to another zone. As I said, these story arcs are kind of introductory things for new players. The story's actually really good. It introduces a bevy of really cool characters that I'm sure had the game not shut down they would have used. Huh. Okay. I just got an endurance reduction enhancement, so like throw it in assault, it will cost less endurance to keep going. Off to King's Row. And the dude up here in front is Statesman. He's the signature hero. You get another bread. The quest is another breadcrumb thing that will take you to another trainer in another zone. Sort of show you how to traverse zone by zone. Oof. They send you to Blue Steel. And then he explains the trams in deeper depth and sends you to kill some skulls. Bring out the pet. This is not a skull. This is a dude called the Lost. They're effectively a cult of homeless people. And the skulls are probably... Oh, there's more lost. Oh, here we go. As you can see, I use the enhancements on Pet, and he gained a bit of health. Not that it helped. The Bone Daddies are the higher level skull minions. Oh wow. He actually hurt. I didn't expect to actually die there. I probably should have paid a bit more attention. Oh, well, here's some regular lesser skulls here. There we go. Oh, come on. On the pet. Oh, go to it. Damage, huh? No. But for the most part, the tagging is shared. I think up to 5 groups can tag a single target, or at least a single non-giant monster target. Oh well, those are way too high level. There's no boss in this group, so it should be good. Oops. Ah, that's interesting. I didn't know the flash arrow actually turned off chain pulls. I didn't know that was something that minus perception could do. It's rather interesting. Then I have Twin Shot's phone, so I can call her and say, "You're back, kiddo. I'm hoping Liberty and Steel managed to drive a few of those pointers home to that thick noggin of yours. Haha, I'm just joshing with you. Remember, though, whenever you feel you need to up your powers a bit more, always hit a trainer. Even if you have to ride from one end to the city to the other, it's worth it. Get in touch with me in a while and I'll have something else in store for you." A new day dawning. A spider infestation. How's it going, kiddo? I was thinking we could patrol the city, you know, doing our civic duty and all that hero-y goodness, but seriously though, doing our part to help stamp out crime will go a long way towards helping the city's future. And I for one like the idea of having a bright and shiny new future, you know? Also, while we're patrolling, I'd like to ask about your feelings about that grim character. Him showing up when he did was a bit coincidental, don't you think? I mean, it's one thing to... Twin Shot touches the earpiece she's wearing and pauses for a moment. Get up, kiddo. Proton is sending out a distress call. He needs our help ASAP. Drink this down so I can... Twin Shot gestures to you that she's listening to a message. Oh, that's not good. Bad news, kiddo. It looks like Arachnos decided to come back from round 2, and his message sounds like they're not just a scouting team either. What in the heck are they doing all the way over here and why? We can figure that out later. For now, we're passing on patrolling instead I'm going in through the front. You're going in through the front while I'm taking out any perimeter defenses they've set up. So, we need to head back to Atlas City. Oh, while we're here, we shall have a look at the Cyrus Oliver Thompson statue. He was a hero who died saving the city. He was from King's Row. King's Row is kind of the Hell's Kitchen of the game. So, any heroes from there are kind of like the Luke Cages and, you know, the ones that grew up on the streets and have all the street smarts and that sort of archetype. That's kind of what Back Alley Brawler is. He's the Luke Cage kind of figure of the... And one of the things about enhancements is they have levels, and as you outlevel them, they become less effective, but you can combine them to boost their level up a little. And we will do this mission and end the stream. That should push me over to level 6, which will pick me up to one of the major mastermind levels, I think. I can show off some of the unique bits about the class. From the minor blast marks, it would seem Arachnos used expertly localized explosives to blow open the door. Now is when you think it might have been a better idea for Twin Shot to have joined you. I got web-nated. Webnade have no. Webnade does not have minus recharge. What garbage is this? Security system console. Warning, intruder alert. Contact all the shining stars. And you can scan and see where all the people are. And Twin Shot shows up to help you. And if I recall, Twin Shot is a dual pistols blaster with the leadership hole. That or she's a defender. It's hard to tell sometimes. Come on, Twin Shot. Oh, and here's Dillo. And Twin Shot got lost in the elevator, I think. No, you stay back. Oh, hi, Twin Shot. Took you a while. She might. I think she's devices. So yeah, she's a blaster. She definitely devices dual pistols. With leadership powers. So this is so bad. I am filled with big holes. There's no more bellowing for the one who is Dillo. Orb. You and your friends. You are friends with who? I am Dillo. Too many holes were, as you Earthling says, filled with the jelly. Pardon me, filled with the jelly. The one who is with Dillo. The one who is Dillo can fill the leaks. I am giving negativity. I am the healing, as you Earthlings say. But I am still pushing air through the holes. I love him, but trying to like read his dialogue is rough. Need to adjust pressurizer, or I will fall down like a ripe banana. Orb, or no, that is not what you Earthlings say. I must say that I need to use a repressurizer or I will be a banana split. Yes, haha, that is it. Let's go find ourselves the pressurizer. Well, let's take these guys out first. Hello? You gonna help? No? Okay. That's upwards. Oh, there's the pressurizer. The one whose Dillo can now bellow once again. Hi, Twin Shot. Then Grim just kind of shows up and wants to kill the Spider Lords. To choose my computer terminal, I am aligning my armor to set off an EMP burst that should affect the Arachnos communications network they employ. It should send a pulse into their ears loud enough to render them into a state of shock. Oh, jeez. Okay, that just aggroed everything. Enter pulse charge frequency code. And all the Arachnos just kinda die. That was some fancy footwork back there, Guns and Bozes. I have to say, I am quite impressed. Were you not there, I don't know how things would have turned out. When things get cleaned up, we've got a new mission ahead of us. Find out who sent Arachnos agents to our front door. We have to go talk to Miss Liberty and get our new level. And I will show off the upgrade that we get. Oh, hi, Flamebow. Look, hon, I'm shopping okay. I'm sure there's some hero-y things to do, right? This is the auction house, so Flamebow hangs out right near the main shopping area of the zone. So, a new power of my choice. And yes, here we go. Equip Mercenary. Now, what this does is yes, level 6, you get another soldier, and you also get the ability to equip them. This allows you to give your pets more abilities. So, all of my soldiers now have 2 powers. A heavy burst, which is a single target attack, another single target, and oh well, okay, both single target attacks. I suppose basic attack. Oh, nope. So yes, these 2 pets are mostly for purely single target abilities, and I lied. We'll do one more mission, just so I can show off. Bob. We'll name him Bob. Show off 2 pets and the more expanded attack chain. Glad you showed up. We need to find out who or what was behind the Arachnos attack on our base. It's odd for them to attack anyone in the city. They also seem to have sent some rather incompetent soldiers to attack us. However, I need to run ballistics and watch security footage to get a second look at the situation. There's something sticking in my craw about the whole thing. Oh. Okay. This is a little patrol thing. I've been tracking down records of recent disturbances and superhero activity to find out why Arachnos have been acting the way they have. There have been no signs of Arachnos attacking the city. It would seem we were targeted directly. I think it might have been the research I was doing, Shivens, or maybe they found out. Now's not the time to talk about it. We still need to find out. And they sort of send you to some of the major points in the city here. City Hall. Dillo is at the hospital, obviously, getting himself patched up. Orb, my friend, why do you come to me with your air sounds? This makes me, as you say, do a round bubble. Haha, you are full of the correct guns and roses. I am the Dillo who is seeking the clues in how your air sounds like hospital, haha. Orb. That is the Horb sound effect is him trying to re-inflate himself to talk more. Think of it like Darth Vader, how he has the sound as he's talking. That's sort of what's happening here. I am thought questing over why Earthlings don't use a I'm thought questing over why Earthlings don't use a larpidjubal in Gazar to cure radical decomposition of cellular structures inside of corporeal matter. It is, as you say, easy as a cat whisker. I didn't understand that at all. My air sounds are too squeaky, I apologize. Let us bellow about Arachnos. I have seen life traces of the agents of the 8 legs come into this building, but the earthlings inside made much air that there were no Arachnos had come here. I think this is what you earthlings say is changing the truth on a hairless head front. So Arachnos agents were here, and you are better with air sounds than I am Guns and Roses. Yes, that is what I say to you. But they are not here now, and your earthling doctors say they were not here. I am now making 2 thought quests. Possibilities are made that my Gentortigs are not working, or possibilities are made that the brain electrics have been changed by the Arachnos agents to the doctors. Those are the sounds Grim made too, and then went to your police like a earthling say overcooked biscuit. Then Grim, in all his dog boy fortitude, ran straight to the police station and very likely charged in at full speed, which would freak the police out because a giant dog man with a sword. You have come seeking answers about those who ally with the Spider Lord, Guns and Roses, as do I. That we both bring forth our question to the Longbringers is no coincidence. The followers of the Spider lurk in hidden niches, ready to strike down their prey at any given moment. Yet, these ones walk brazenly within the light. Since I smell the alien one's presence upon you, you can that strange things are upheld with the Seorgens that crafted their healing ways upon the enemy. Thus, your honor propelled you to make the lawgivers aware of this transgression. Let it be known that your Grim has already just done. My Grim, yes, Guns and Roses, I have pledged my honor upon the sacred blade of Terranel that I would protect you and your own. To gaze further upon the reflective pool of my honor to gaze further into the reflective pools of honor within my eyes would be to render my charge void. So I ask that we speak no further of this. The lawgivers were overcome with befuddlement as I put the question to them. I believe them at first to be enthralled by the Spider Lord, where they showed themselves to be befuddled. However, I would learn that this was because they had only interacted with lesser Grim, who had yet to win the Gracilian tournament. It would seem that their police dogs, as they call them, are beholden to their vows of silence. So, apparently all dogs, can go through a secret tournament to become, Grim, I guess. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing in this game. I mean, one of the major antagonist groups are time-traveling Nazi space aliens who go back in time to recruit Romans to their cause. And they also have vampires and werewolves. Found the Arachnos agents? Totally. Can you believe it? The Arachnos agents. You found out who's behind the attack? Oh, that, no. other than this stupid arrow. But check it out. I totally found an enhancement on the market that keeps my hair in place even when I'm on fire. Isn't that the most amazing thing ever? I was totally like, Flamebow, honey, you know someone had to invent it. Keep looking, sugar. And then, sure enough, bam, right there in my hands. Now I can fight crime and look my best. Flamebow, an error. You said you found an error. But Flamebow rolls her eyes and hands you the arrow. You obviously don't care about the important details. I love the shooting stars. They are such a goofy group of misfit psychos. Bunch of clues. Sinclair? Are you serious? Do you even know who Justin Sinclair is? New day dawning. The line's dead. I can't believe it. These arrows you found next to the Arachnos costumes bear the logo of the Sinclair family crest. Sinclair, known as Justin Sinclair, also known as Manticore, another member of the Freedom Fanatics. This can only mean that Manticore has been kidnapped by Arachnos. I know where the guy lives. I'll take you to his mansion. We're going to need to find and rescue him. Meanwhile, in the meantime, I'll contact the Freedom Fanatics, the group he's a part of. Manticore is sort of a cross between Green Arrow and Batman. He's he's just Green Arrow. He's a rich yuppie with a bunch of tech arrows, but he actually has like a giant bat cave in his house. And the comparison the community always makes is him, Green Arrow plus Batman. But wasn't Green Arrow always just sort of a rich boy millionaire with a secret cave under his mansion anyways? There doesn't seem to be any sign of damage in the house, which is odd. Can investigate that later though. For now, find Manticore and rescue him. Pets upgraded. Yeah. Aggressive. You've walked right into our trap. Oh, these guys have civilization protection of some sort. That I'm missing. Hard to tell. Now, there wasn't any signs of a struggle before I showed up. Now there's gonna be bullet holes everywhere. Go get him. Look for a secret passage in Manticore's mansion. Hey. There we go. Yeah, this guy said that we wouldn't keep Manticore here after we captured him, which is entirely sensible. And poor Red Shirt got killed. You have to go to the vault. Get him, guys. Just stand there. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a lot of dudes. Alright, go. Get him. This room is going to turn messy real quick, I think. Oh. Nope, turn that off. Alright. Alright, both of you get yourselves some placements going. In here? Yeah. Okay. I'm over here. Could you speed it up some? I've been waiting here for a while now. It's about time. So, you managed to get here even before my guys reported back to me. Your guys, Arachnos agents? Yes, the Arachnos agents. There's something wrong with me controlling Arachnos agents. Yes, because Arachnos are the bad guys. Good answer. Then, I guess it's a good thing they're not working for Arachnos, or even have. They're all friends of mine posing as agents. In other words, they're on our team. Why would they dress up like Arachnos agents? To see if your ragtag band of friends really has what it takes to be crime fighters. And I'll say, I'm impressed. I set everything up from the moment you joined them. I had to see what you could do. All the way at the very end when you were promised riches and the like. Let's just say, if I had a chocolate factory, I would be handing it over to you right now. I'm not following. Oops. I skipped that last part. He basically says, well, good job. You did a good thing. And then you prove yourself worthy of Manticore, who decides to be the patron for your supergroup. And that's the end of the first part of the Shining Stars. You're kidding. Manticore was behind all this? It was because he was testing us? That has to be the craziest thing I've heard all day. Hold on, I'm getting a message from Proton. Wow, kiddo, this is for real. Looks like Manticore has given us a new base in King's Row. So from there, we will stop and... Level 7, huh? Next time we'll find a new story arc to begin. Maybe do some radio missions. Level up. Oh, yeah, that is full, isn't it? No. We are level 7, so we can go be about getting some enhancements for our powers. Yeah, here's Magi. Modern Arcane Guild of Investigation. There's one for each origin you have. Data of Advanced Technology Application, Gift, Genetic Investigation and Facilitation Team, Seraph, Scientific Experimentation and Research and Application to Paranormal Humans, and Elite, Enhanced Logistics for Insight and Tactical Excellence. So yes, there's kind of a thing for every origin. I'll follow those. Pick up enhancements for the soldiers. Now they will hit, do more damage. And now, there is a thing called enhancement diversification. It's effectively diminishing returns. Each enhancement you use of the same type will reduce the effectiveness of it. So 3 is usually where you want to end up for a specific type until you get into the more complicated enhancements that we will show off way later. Anyways, thank you everybody who came by and watched, and have a good week.